Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Slam! My dinghy's bigger than your whole boat! It's him.
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute, the podcast in which we analyze and discuss and pick apart the movie Caddyshack, 1 minute at a time. You all right, Mike?
Yeah,
I'm Tom Taylor. Who else is here?
Same as always, Tom.
Dan is here, and I'm not sick. Anybody else?
And this is Michael, and I'm suffering from the Shandong.
I have a slight tickle in the back of my throat.
No, this is some Far Eastern shit. This is the kind of high fever stuff when you're laying in bed and your ancestors come to visit you. And you watch your whole ancestry play out in your room.
Now, before we begin, where did you pick this up, Mike? You know?
I think I got caught in the rain. Simple as that.
Does that actually work? That sounds like something they thought in the 50s. Oh,
yeah, that's not a real
wet
thing.
Or you'll get a disease.
Yeah, viruses come from
I know.
chickens and pigs,
Yeah.
but you got the rain virus instead of the swine virus.
I don't know. I got the 7 swords of Vishnu spinning like a tempest inside me right now. Suffering the tortures of the damned, Fred. But I got my ginger ale. I got my ginger ale. So let's do a
Now,
minute
can
3.
I ask you, are you going old-fashioned? For me, old-fashioned, store-bought, kind of like standard Vernors, or do you go for the very kind of? You go for the kind of artisanal, the Reed's ginger beer. What do you do?
No, I'm not none of that hipster shit. This is the Canada Dry, 7-Eleven. It's all
not
I can only
too
make.
sweet.
Yeah.
Can't be beat.
Right.
All right. For the sake of Mike, minute 3 begins with a bunch of kids waiting for the bathroom, and it ends with Noonans' mom talking to him about St. Copius.
Yep.
And we were counting kids last minute.
It's Tom's favorite hobby.
Now, Tom, is it easy to count kids more than 50 yards from a school, or is it?
I was not the one who decided to count kids. You guys wanted to count kids.
I do think it's important for this movie. They go out of their way to plant that many kids. They want you to notice.
Yeah.
They only knew that somebody was going to count the kids.
Yeah.
And it keeps going because I counted. I think it gets complicated, especially when it's across minutes. But I think I counted 4 more kids. I think.
Now, hang on a second. You counted them independent of the first count. In other words, you can verify that those are unique kids that were not counted in earlier shots.
Well,
did you go back?
Yes. Okay. I can verify that I saw kids who I knew were in the previous minute who I did not count. So I'm counting, 4 new people. 4 new kids.
That's absolutely incredible.
There's a little kid. There's the blonde older girl with the pink thing. She hands off a little kid to the mom at the beginning of this
football.
minute.
She hands off like a quarterback.
Then there's the girl in the bathroom with the towel. Daddy's on me naked. And then
let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Okay. I'll just do the tally and I'll stick to that. Mm-hmm. Then there's, when they get downstairs, there's a little girl in pigtails who, again, the blonde girl is carrying, and you see her later at the table. And then when they, I'm dying too, help me. When they reverse angle when Danny's talking to his dad, there's another, teenage girl with brown hair who we haven't seen at all, who's already dressed and eating breakfast.
Is the baby in the eating chair in the kitchen the baby from earlier that the mom had in her arms?
The eating chair.
So there's
an
a
eating
chair in the kitchen.
No, there's a baby. Yeah, no,
wait
a minute. Yeah, that kid, was that the kid that she handed to her?
At the beginning of the minute, I think I'm at least counting that as the same kid. I don't know for sure that it is.
We're not going back.
No.
It would be too much to claim that was a unique kid. But I'm just wondering because that kid looks like the kid's been there all night.
Yeah.
Just sitting in its own sick.
Well, when you put the kid in the chair right away, he's going to be struggling a little bit, and he's comfortable there.
Yeah.
Wait, he's got some mascara.
Yeah. All right, so.
All right, Michael.
Mike's dying.
No, we're good.
He's making me sick.
I've got my ginger ale.
Good for you. I got
nothing. So going back to the beginning.
Yeah.
what I noticed here is that there's a lot of overdubbing.
Oh, sure.
And I think the Danny saw me naked. That's an overdub.
Yeah, I believe so. And there's. I also noted that the overdubbing is kind of your first. Like there's some shoddy filmmaking going on here.
Yeah. It's all by the seat of his pants.
In the technical sense, yeah. There's some weird spatial things that happen with the house. You wonder why is there a door that simply seems to only go through a wall. There's some weird stuff going on here if you pick it apart. And then also there's a lot of overdubbing, and then of course the famous line of "You think you're cool, Danny."
Yeah, see, I was going to comment on that too.
Off. Yeah, so there's some really rough filmmaking here.
No, yeah, and I think I think you're cool, Danny. That could be the alternate title of the movie.
It could be.
It could be Caddyshack the movie, and then in parentheses, you think you're cool, Danny.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys are making fun of me for noticing that there was a girl with her shirt open in this.
Yeah,
that's like the most staged, obviously directed. Here, this is exactly what you're going to do in your one scene in the movie thing.
Midriff.
You're going to turn around and faux inconspicuously, show off that you're, not wearing that much stuff.
Right. So when you catch a glimpse of any kind of underage girl with a lingerie or any little thing,
I'd like to get off this subject at some point.
Do you always refer to it as faux inconspicuous?
Yeah. I say, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Harold Ramis told you to do that.
I don't approve of it. Just letting you know I don't approve. It really makes me uncomfortable.
I didn't make the movie.
Oh, God help us.
Mike's got daughters. And
he does.
Okay, but it's just a point in the movie. I mean, we all saw the movie when we were 13.
Right.
So,
we knew what we were doing.
Be real here. All right.
Let's move on.
So we get downstairs.
Yeah.
You think you're cool, Danny.
You think you're cool, and that's cut off right in the middle, by the way. Just totally cut off. That line never says Danny. There's no Danny.
Yeah, there is.
Does she? Is it just that they cut to the next shot and she's still saying Danny?
They cut the audio, and I believe they clipped the video, and I believe you don't really hear Danny. It's just you infer that it's Danny.
Oh my god!
Because you've seen the movie before, but I really don't think she gets a full Danny in there. Well, that's all I'm saying.
Wow, I badly want to go back.
And nobody calls an Irish kid like that Dan. They call him Danny.
Well, you think she calls him Dan?
No, I'm saying nobody does, and therefore I believe the shot was cut off.
Oh.
It's just an editing.
She says, you think you're cool, Danny. Sorry. Kid slugs him in the stomach, too. He's thanks.
Yep. Thanks.
He's going to get that training bra back to you real soon.
Yeah.
Who's going to get the training bra back to her, by the way? Peter Scolari?
Yeah, see, okay, now, they cut away from the shot, but as they cut to the dad scene, you hear her say Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just a weird edit. Maybe that's what I'm getting thrown off by. But again, let me revisit this.
There's a lot of accidental Altman-esque stuff going on in these minutes.
The editor was getting oral favors at this point.
Sure.
This is Altman's main.
He thinks he's so cool.
Altman's main influence for Nashville, even though Nashville happened first.
That's right.
At some point, he says to her, "Peter Scolari is going to get you your training bra back." I thought it was a Bosom Buddies reference.
That might have been on at the same time. Could it have been? Or was it right after this?
I watched it and watched it again. He doesn't quite say Peter Scolari, who I always think of him as Peter Scolari, but it is Pete Scolari, something very close to that.
Oh, sure. That counts.
He's just referencing a name randomly.
Yeah.
It's for some reason it's almost the same as Peter Scolari from Bosom Buddies.
Danny puts way too much sugar on his cereal, and it kind of makes me want to barf. Oh, what really makes me want to barf is the milk in the glass pitcher. For some reason, like the idea of that pitcher going back in the fridge, like open, and it's going to smell like onions and stuff, and it's going to be gross.
Yeah, and also, yeah. Why do you need the pitcher? Like, they already sell milk in containers.
Yeah.
Like,
there's
the only
a
reason you'd
carton
ever
right
see
there on the
is
table.
if it's, in a Norman Rockwell painting, or if you're in a farm.
Well, let's not get too into this now, because maybe the carton of milk is there. They just poured it into a glass pitcher to make it look, easier for the kids to pour it.
What do you mean? Let's not get too into it.
Let's sit here and talk about it.
Let's not study the movie minute by minute.
Yeah. let's not get too deep into this minute by minute.
Yeah, let's not deep dive here.
Yeah.
Okay, so he comes down, he talks to his dad. His dad's still got the tie undone.
It's a bow tie.
Okay, this kid with the white T-shirt, is he new? Or did we see him upstairs?
He came out. He's wearing pajamas. He's on a white T-shirt. He's wearing like green pajamas, same color as the paint on the wall.
No, not the kid who's sitting with the dad. I'm looking at
the white kid who says, "You said after Little League, I want to get you come back and paint," and he never moves his mouth. But
no, that's an overdub. Yeah,
it's an overdub, and he says the Douglases have fake brick. They don't need to paint.
Oh, is that what he says? Fake brick?
That's what it is.
Fake brick. And she goes, "Good for the Douglases."
Good for the Douglases.
Yeah. Well, good for the Douglases.
But his lips never move. So
he's
it's an overdub. But he's a new kid. He never came out of the bedroom.
Yeah,
they're just coming out of the walls are porous with kids. They're silly with them.
Kids everywhere.
These minutes make you furious, don't they, Mike?
No.
There's multiple boxes of Cheerios.
Yeah, there's one over by the. He's pouring Cheerios over by the cookie jar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's people eating in, I guess, the dining room and in the kitchen. You can see like in both shots, like going down the hallway, you can see there's people sitting there in both rooms. Yeah, this is making me crawly. I don't like this. There's too many people.
It's an uncomfortable scene.
It is. And he's got like 5 scoops of sugar on his cereal.
Yeah.
What is he, a diabetic?
Yeah, that's the next minute.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he does a little like Maggie there. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you can see why they get along.
Yeah.
That's in the next minute, isn't it?
I think that technically, the I don't know is, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that next, because I got something to say about that.
Okay.
She's got a line of sandwiches that she's making. Like, you can imagine the kind of food that goes in and out of this house.
Yeah.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
You want deviled ham or tuna?
God damn it. That's so depressing.
Mm-hmm. I like how the father says, like, who are you? And not just who are you, but he clarifies, what's your name? Like,
yeah.
Look, I understand that you might be related to me, and I don't care how. Just who are you?
Identify yourself.
Yeah.
This house is shitting kids.
I've always been slightly disappointed that kid doesn't turn out to be his kid and he just doesn't remember him. That he's, legitimately somebody he might forget that he's a nephew.
Yeah. I'm your son. Right.
It's me, Dennis, Dad. I love you.
Fuck you, old man.
Learn to tie a tie.
There's lots of, I noticed also, just in case you hadn't gotten the exposition, there's a Christ figure in the dining room.
Yeah, they're Irish.
There is a Last Supper photo on the other side of that room.
Yeah.
And then there's a crucifix in the kitchen above the kid.
There's like a bas relief.
Yeah.
Of the Virgin Mary right across from the dad. And his loose bow tie, which just means debauchery. So if we want to get into the optics of the whole thing. He was out swinging all night with his bow tie to the side.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I still can't tell if he's coming back or if he's about to leave the dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's about to leave. I think he just leaves his tie like that.
He's a bartender at the country club, maybe.
He's really on the college thing because he wants his kid's life to be better than his.
Are we really going down this road?
He should be on the birth control thing with his kid.
Yeah, that's what they could teach you in college.
Yes, you doing.
Can we talk about the brilliance of the name Saint Copious?
Sure.
Yeah.
All these National Lampoon guys, they just have, and this movie's full of it. It's just the simple. Shut up, Mike.
No,
simple, like almost stupid joke names, like Saint Copious or Dr. Beeper, that somehow are delivered in a way that make them awesome.
This is my favorite movie for those kind of joke names. It's the best movie ever for this. It's just one after another. Everybody has a funny name.
Yeah,
almost everybody. Dr. Beeper,
Judge Smales.
It's like a modern Dickensian kind of thing.
Yeah,
Porterhouse.
Lacey Underall.
Porterhouse. And as noted before, Porterhouse's first name being Smoke.
Oh my God.
Lacey Underall. That's one of the great One of the great names. Bishop Bickering, isn't it?
That's a doozy, Judge.
It's a savage camp.
Mr. Havishcam. We're getting way ahead of ourselves.
I know, but it's just
Mr.
it is worth noting that that's your first sign right there.
Where's Mama?
Funny name, St. Copius.
Yeah, we live in a
Where's
universe
Mama?
where somebody could go to a school named St. Copius.
Yep.
Well, all right. We've almost got Danny out the door, our hero. Do we know that he's the hero of the movie? I guess we do, as we watch this for the first time.
Yeah, I
I
think
think you're so cool, Danny.
You think you're the star of the movie, Danny?
And then when they say, you know for sure when right before they, well, we're getting into the next minute, so I don't do that yet.
All right.
Um,
But I'm convinced he's the hero. How about that?
The Douglas has got fake brick. You don't have to paint it. Hooray for the Douglases!
Hooray for the
the
Douglases!
His father asked him, "Did you get out yesterday?" Which is suggestive.
Slang.
It's a
Must
kind
be
of a
slang
golf.
for, yeah.
And I think only, if your friend was a caddy and you didn't know anything about golf, you might say, "Did you caddy yesterday?" His dad says, "Did you get out yesterday?" That's kind of like his dad might have caddied for years or something. I don't know. They got a golf family.
Oh, maybe.
He also
doesn't want
mentions Ty Webb, who we don't know yet. And so this is the first sign that Caddyshack is going to reward repeat viewings, and is in fact designed for repeat viewings.
There's some table setting going on in the scene.
Well, that's all my notes about the
Yeah, mine too.
about minute 3. I have to say.
Can't believe I missed a whole kid in my initial count. That kid in the white T-shirt.
Yeah.
All right. I declare this minute finished.
Before we do that, what was the final count then? Can I get that?
Oh, for
We had
fuck's
12
sake.
yesterday, was that right?
Sure.
Because we weren't, I think it was 13 kids, but one of them was Dennis the nephew in the green pajamas. So
Well, he gets
I'm gonna
counted
say
in the beginning because he
12.
comes out of one of the bedrooms.
Yeah, he comes out, but we didn't count. I subtracted, it was a count of 13, I think. And we got to 12 because he's not one of the kids. He's not.
So just say 14, the kid with the white shirt.
No, but then there's like the 2 little kids and the other girl at the table. I think it's like 15. No, 16. My final count is 16.
Let's go with that.
All right. And
At
let's
least
go with
4
this.
heaping scoops of sugar on the Cheerios.
I used to do that. Gosh, it's gross. I'm an adult
too.
now.
I did
I'm
too.
much more mature.
It's delicious, though.
It is. Who am I kidding?
Sugar milk.
Ugh.
And from a pitcher. From a
Crunchy
warm
sugar
pitcher.
from a warm onion-flavored pitcher of milk.
Oh,
And one of those kids were pissing in for sure.
come on. Why did you have to? You don't have to.
We live in that house like that. Kids are pissing all over the place.
You know what happens to milk in that pitcher? It separates, it dehomogenizes,
Yeah.
separates, and you get a line of cream line at the top.
Yeah.
And that thinner opalescent milk goes beneath.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is the separate stuff that the pioneers would make cream out of. They skim that off the top.
This is why Danny's diabetic.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's come back. We obviously want to talk about minute 4, so let's
All right,
collect
okay.
ourselves. Mike, you go to bed. We'll come back tomorrow for minute 4. It's going to be great.
You mean
good night.
okay.
I'm faking it, Mike. We're going to
We're
talk
coming
again in
right
about
back, and
30
I'll still be
seconds.
sick.
But the people at home are going to think that since they go home and go to bed, we're doing the same thing.
I agree.
Theater of the mind.
So, good job, everyone. I'll talk
Suspension
to
of
you next
disbelief.
week. And take care.
All right, nighty-night, you guys.
Good night.
I love you both.
All right.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.